Your products will go in and out of sync a whole lot. Ernesto, again, guys, we're going to talk about the Scandalize thing here in a minute. You guys keep on asking. I'm not listening. 2 ears, one mouth. Already answered you now, Melinda. Yes, Kayla, it is. She said she had somebody try to leave feedback and said the store wasn't eligible for reviews. Don't try to game the system, Kayla. You will get burned. Same IP address? No, no. Account suspension, account cancellation. You know that. We've talked about that before many times. Eric Irby, Skype me. You guys still suck at reporting bugs. You still don't do what I say. My guys will not respond to anybody without a video like we tell you guys to. What does out of sync mean, Jolene? Out of sync means that every 10 minutes we will ping the vendor server via API and say, give us the status of this quantity levels, pricing levels, etc. Whether it's in stock, out of stock. A lot of times, these vendor sites are busy. They got so much traffic, they'll lag out. Their API gets slow, bogged down, may go down for a little bit, returns errors, etc. If we don't get a callback from that server when we ping it with the status, we mark that out of sync to let you know that this item right here has not been updated the last time we pinged it. Excuse me, I got a really nasty head cold and sinuses. Abel says, do you remove for your list of out of stock orders? No. Abel, I just covered that. Americo Vargas, you, my friend, I don't know how new you are, but if you know about cashback was working and then it left, that tells me you might be a little bit of a longer customer of ours. And if so, that means that you're not paying attention to the webinars because we've covered cashback. And we've already covered the cashback sniper and the status of that and what's going on. So yes, it is Top Cash coming back. I don't know. Cashback sniper, yes. Alex says, how long does it take for the beginner to make their first sale? It's been 3 days and still nothing. Dun dun dun. Into the world. This program's shit. It's it's a scam. Cancel. Charge back. Go on to the next internet marketing product. Just teasing Ollie. It could be one day. It could be 30 days. It could be 1 month, 2 months. I've had somebody do 16 grand in 5 days. Had somebody do 12 grand in 3 days. Had nobody do nothing for 30 days. All depends on you. How many items you list, how many of their quality, how many buy boxes you're winning, if you're buy box eligible. There's about a bajillion things that take into factor what that is. If you're listing current items, whether you're evergreen items, whether they're seasonal items. So what's your answer on that? Who knows? Only you, right? Is it? Nice one. Thank you very much. Um, Raha. Plan on hiring a VA? Will they also guide us in times of need? Will the VAs guide you in times of need? No. You're there to guide the VAs in time of need. So it's your job to know our system so you can answer their questions when needed. What will the charge be for the VA? I think we charge $250 for the first VA. Discounts if you order multiple after that. You'll start them off at $1.75 per hour. Kate Green, you must Skype me and screen share. Or report the bug the proper way, Kate Green. That means with a video, not screenshots with your phone, sideways, out of focus, and you're taking pictures of your computer screen. Doesn't work. Screen share, videos, just like on the bug reporting video I showed you how. Darren, do you suggest that we have? Do you suggest that we start with products that have no variables? Absolutely, Darren. Exactly. Variations, don't even fuck with them right now. Are there some vendors you suggest starting out with, or shall we go with all of them? Walmart, Darren. Walmart, Overstock, Wayfair, Home Depot. Marie Cooper. I may have missed the answer to this. Deactivated listing is due to price being in the thousands instead of 2 digits. Marie, I have no clue what that means. Can't answer that question. Can you please reformulate the sentence in a paragraph where I can understand what's inside your head, what you're trying to convey? Ali, if you look on the AS dashboard and you click the suppressed listings, it will log in and it will tell you exactly what's wrong. James Whelan, don't ever post those links in here. I can't copy that link outside of GoToWebinar. You can always give those to me in Skype if you suggest a store. However, I won't even take that in consideration, James, unless you have tried to sell an item from there, buy a couple items, send them to your friends, family members, etc. from that store. Let me know that they were drop shipper friendly, that they didn't cancel your orders, etc. If you come to me and say, hey, Dax, look, here's 3 orders that I ordered from the store. They're not canceling my orders. I'm finding a lot of good items with arbitrage. Can you please look into it? We'll look into it. That's how all these vendors have appeared inside of here. Darren says, when I had 25 or 250 listings, no VAs, da da da. September this month I had 1,500 listings. Darren, guys, listen to this. Listen to this question. He had 250 listings and made a nice profit. But now he has 1,500 listings because he hired 3 VAs, but he has less income and less profit because he's paying VAs. Is that something he should be concerned about? No, Darren. Why? Because you're investing. You're investing in the future. You're building and putting a ton of more listings. So you just increased your listings 5-fold, right? So of course you're going to be spending money outline right now, but when the sales start coming in, they'll overflow what you already spent. That's the whole goal. As we told everybody, you should have been buying as many VAs as you could afford it at the time. You can always let them go after the first of the year, after Christmas has died down. Tell them you'll pick them back up again. Only keep your rock stars, right? Let the other ones go for now. But the whole goal is to pile in a bunch of listings to not make a profit. How many businesses do you make a profit every month? No. You know what? In e-commerce and in retail, they often lose money the whole first, second, third quarter just to pick it up in the last 60 days. Nothing unusual about what's going on right now. Mary Kugler. Upload 3,500 products. Shown as inactive. I have no clue how to comment on that, Mary, because I haven't seen them. Right? Guys, I can't comment on what I can't see. That's called a Skype call. Right? Mary says, this Amazon question, how can I verify that I'm one of the sellers? You can go into the other sellers button on a listing, and you should be listed there, Mary. Raja says, how do I find a profitable product in a particular niche? Raja, go watch the listing calculator video in the membership area. Because you sound new, and we tell you exactly how to find profitable. Green is good, red is dead, top 4 positions, list it, period. Very simple. Jolene says, I find some products that are seem good. They're missing specific variations. How do you add a variation to listings? Listen, that's called scratch listings, Jolene. You sound new. Stay away, guys. Don't worry about scratch listing. If I was new, within the first 6 months, I would never touch a scratch listing. I would never touch a variation. If I was brand new, I'd only put single items in my store. 0 variations. Period. That's up to you. You can make a lot of money doing variations, a lot of money doing bundle listings, a lot of money doing scratch listings, but we're trying to capitalize on Christmas. And volume speaks volume, right? So I'd rather have 10 times more listings. I'd rather have 1,000 spaghetti noodles that I could throw on the wall than only 100. Because I might only get 2 spaghetti noodles to stick out of the 100, where I have 20 out of the 1,000. Volume versus quality listings, right? They got to be good. Good quality listings, but I'd rather have volume than taking time to list variables and variations. Kevin, I'm not willing to. We used to show you guys our stores the first year for everybody who had their software beta stuff. We used to show you our stores and our accounts the first year. That way we could show you, get you excited and show you what we're doing. However, some bastards that we had started sniping our stores and started listing all our own products and driving down products, items, etc. So I'm not going to let you know what our top 3 categories are, percentages, or nothing like that. We used to let you guys know. Any updates on the review feature? That way you can remove Ghibli. Charles, we talked about that. Everybody decided to scrap the autoresponder till the first quarter in lieu of the VA portal. That's been talked about on many webinars. Jolene says, I ordered VA and got an email this morning saying to contact her via Skype. I'd like to speak to you guys first, get a better feel for the expectations you set. Jolene, no need. the expectations are they should list 10 to 15 listings per hour when they start, right? $1.75 per hour. It's up to you to tell them how long you want them to work, right? They should have quality listings. Um, it's your job to guide your VA, to manage your VA, to make sure they work. I lead with an iron fist, but I also lead with, and that's my style, it's not everybody's style. I lead with an iron fist with heavy incentives for people to actually do what the fuck they're supposed to do. In turn, I always pay people in direct proportion of what they've done for me. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? You come out there, you do your job, I will pay you on time, I'll pay you well, and if you go above and beyond, then we're talking about promotions, we're talking about bonuses, etc., yada yada. However, you don't perform, I'll give you a warning, I'll help you try to correct your deeds, I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. If you keep on doing it, you're out. Plain and simple. No time to fuck around, Jolene. So that's how I lead. That might be your style. So what's asking what our style is and our expectations may not be your own, right? You'll have to kind of find that little balance yourself. Mark Steer says your ODR has gone up even though I had new orders without problems and more time has passed. Any defects? I don't understand this. Mark, let me get out my crystal ball. Let me look at your ODR real quick. It's too cloudy, Mark. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't see your ODR. I can't comment on something I can't see. Skype bill. Bring that up on the VIP webinar tomorrow. Lisa, when listing, what is the average desired profit you look on each listing? Lisa, we don't care. We only look for products that have a good BSR, products that we can make a profit on, and profits that we can be in, fifth position or under. Period. Green good, red dead. We don't care if we make 10 cents. We don't care if we make $10,000 profit. We list them all. Some people are laughing at my the way I talk. Guys, this is me. I'm kind of raw, kind of from the street. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I tell it like it is. I'm really not a dick, although things I say sound dickish. I just don't have time to fuck around, and I'm not the guy that's going to sugarcoat stuff for you. I'm going to tell you real, raw, true stuff. Sometimes that's perceived very bad. And I can understand why. I fully understand why. If I was in some of your positions, I'd think, what a fucking dick. But I'm not. I really, really care about each and every one of you, and that's why I'm so passionate. Pete Elsner, my order's not showing up in AS. Why? Pete, my crystal ball is cloudy. Haven't a clue. Right? You have to get with me, get with Bill, so we can take a look in your account. Something might not be set up right. I don't know. Dennis says I couldn't find the 9th or 16th. Webinars recorded. Any reason why? I don't know. Bill usually does that. Maybe we didn't have it that day, or he just forgot, or I don't know. Pass that message on to him, Dennis. He can take a look at it. When should... Here, guys, listen to these sentences. Again, you guys got to formulate your questions for me in paragraphs and complete sentences so I can understand. Listen to this. When should the only time to remove a listing? When should the only time to remove a listing? Huh? When should you remove a listing? Number one, if it's discontinued, you'd want to remove a listing. I imagine that's what you're asking. Or if the listing is ROI out of range and you'll never come back in range, you're 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10 position, you're probably not going to come back in that position. If it's wrong, all different kind of factors, Jason. Jolene says Overstock asked me about the Overstock Club to get cash back. Many people have used that, Jolene. Right? Don Vaught, we do not post that in any of our groups. Give that to any people. We don't recommend outside links, and we have our own internal system instead of Scanalyze that will do just that. You should be using ours and not anybody else's. Also, guys, any Chrome extension that you have may interfere with Arbitrage Suite. So if you see stuff going wonky in Arbitrage Suite, disable all that bullshit that you guys got. I messaged some guy yesterday. Arbitrage Suite's junk. It's not working. It's not showing this. It's doing that. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, show me your screen. He literally, guys, had 34 Chrome extensions active. 34 Chrome extensions active. Number one, it's going to slow his browser down insane. Number two, it's going to cause all kinds of chaos and conflicts. We disabled them all. Arbitrage Suite worked perfect. Okay. So disable your junky plugins. Pete says, in Seller Central, if I'm the only one on the listing, it says no buy box eligible. I have never got a yes. My account is 8 months old. Okay, Pete, if your account's 8 months old, what is your ODR? So if your ODR is above the percentage that's allowed, you'll never get the buy box. So go check your ODR and your account health status to make sure your ODR is not above the threshold. Mark Steer, Skype. Mark Steer, Skype. Mark Steer, Skype. Donna Winter, since VAs are trained, at what point do we have to be in the program to hire them? At any point, Donna, you can hire them no matter when. What are they helping? What are we helping them with? Donna, so they're trained to list, right? That's all they're trained to do. However, they may make mistakes. They're brand new employees. So imagine you getting hired to go be a lumberjack and you've never turned on a chainsaw. You've never messed with wood. You've never cut with the chainsaw. We could train you for a week or two and you can perform that, but you're going to need some supervision so you don't cut your arm off, so you don't saw the wrong board, so they don't waste materials. So they still need guidance. You're there to guide them, just like any employee. Abel says, I just want to say, recognize you're patient with all of us and your time to answer even on weekends. Glad to have you in Minner. Hey, listen, I'm not always patient, Abel. Thank you for your kind gesture, but I'm not always patient, right? I'm not always patient, especially when somebody keeps on asking over and over again about a potential bug, and we've said, hey, you're not reporting it right. Here's how to do it, and we give you a video. Or, hey, you ask the questions, same questions that's in every video that we have. You're not watching the videos. Or they're not following the rules of the group. So I'm very not patient at times, Abel. I need to work on that. But thank you for the kind words. I try to be, but sometimes I get frustrated. Mary Mock, I have 4,000 items and not a single sale. Mary, you're doing something horribly wrong. Okay? Horribly wrong. You need to get with Bill immediately or myself and figure out what that is. Guys, well, on this note, I'll stress this again. More and more users, especially the fourth quarter, we have to take care of our own stores and all of our users. When you bought Arbitrage Suite, you were guaranteed support, right? Guaranteed support. What you was also guaranteed was a complete course in how to do arbitrage on Amazon via the membership area. And you were guaranteed to have weekly webinars to answer your Q&As, right? What's required of you is to attend all the live webinars if possible. If not, you're required to watch all the training videos. You're required to watch all the webinar replays if you can't attend live to get your questions answered because that's the time that we set out for you, right? If you guys constantly bombard us, not if, you do bombard us with questions that we've already discussed a bajillion times, especially new people, it's taking up too much of our time. Effective immediately, we are going to refuse any questions that are so gross. If you keep on messages over and over and over again, asking us to teach you from within Messenger instead of you going out and consuming the information, what we're going to do now is we're going to send you a link for $99 per hour. Okay? $99 per hour so we can give you extra help and spoon feed you, right? If you don't consume the information we give you access to, live webinars, webinar replays, all the training, Facebook groups, etc., we're going to have to charge you. Just so you know, don't get offended if we say, hey, go fill out this link, schedule an appointment. Because that means you're answering too many questions that's already been covered in the training. That's not support, that's abuse of the system, right? So, effective immediately, if you're asking questions that's already been covered a bajillion times, or something we just covered last week, and you've not consumed that information, we're going to say, hey, go watch the webinar replay. If you say, hey, I did and I still don't know, okay, that's fine. It was covered extensively. Go pay the $99, schedule the hour, we'll help you out. Right? Hope you guys understand. Our time is also money. Money is time. We have to be paid for that time because you'll take that away from something else we could be making money at. Right? So Mary, you definitely need to get a hold of us. Amazon keeps listing items that they want me to price match on. Jolene, you need to turn those off and disregard those warnings. Okay? That's junk. And Jolene, guess what? You would already know this if you've watched the what? Webinar replays. And I know you're new, but go there, consume all that information. You'll have a plethora of knowledge. Um, Jamie, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. No one's reported that. That is a Skype Dex screen share. Right? Charles, I don't know what listing deactivation is once a day. I don't know what that means. That's a Bill question. Marie Cooper, that doesn't do me any good. I don't have a clue. Bill question. Donna, go to the membership site. Right here. To get VAs, all you have to do is log in. Go to VA Training Service. And then you could buy your VAs right here. Okay?
Hey guys and gals, Bill Hilton here. I want to just talk to you real quick about our VA service where we'll.
Don says, I've never done a YouTube video. Hopefully screenshots will be sufficient. No, they're not, Don. We don't allow screenshots. So they're not sufficient. If it's a bug, sharing the screen with me doesn't do any good because I got to give it to my developer, right? So we've talked about extensively on many webinars, Don. It is very simple to go over and get something like Cam Twist, Cam Studio, Camtasia, Jing, a free service. We've talked on the webinars about all these different free screen capture devices. I'll show you how I do it on Camtasia. I can pull up Camtasia right here, hit the record button. Can you guys see this? And now I'm capturing this screen, blah, 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 blah. That simple, that easy. Then I just go to stop it. It prepares a window. Boom. And now I can simply shoot that straight to YouTube, produce it as an MP4, and then upload it to YouTube, whatever I want. So it's very, very simple to do. Go to YouTube. Guys, YouTube will teach you. It's not our job to teach you how to use other applications, other services. I can't spend the time in doing that. But it's very simple. Or you can go download Jing and send a Jing link. Right? But screenshots are not sufficient. It's something, if you just want to ask if it's a bug, you can Skype me and we can screen share. If it's a bug, you're going to have to report the bug via a video, give them the ASINs, give them the URLs, give them your username, password, etc. Guys, give me 1 second. I do have to take time to blow my nose real quick. Ali says, can we buy a VA even if we're not VIP? Absolutely, Ali. Absolutely. Barry says, I have a lot of active products that are disabled due to vendor removed product. Am I doing something wrong? Barry, you just have to Skype me, show me what you mean, or record a video, right? Mark Steer, we've already talked about this. Maybe you come in late. We're going to cover that new feature that we just pushed out here in a minute. The business says, when listing a product from a particular source during 2 weeks have elapsed, does Arbitrage Suite prevent me from relisting the same product twice on my store? Assuming. Yeah, Labinda, if you already have a product listed, it won't allow you to list it again. Joseph, on your payment deal, get with Bill. Here's the Skype. Get with him right away. That's what he's doing right now. So Skype Bill right here. Avon, Ohio. Bill_Holton. Melanie says, if I requested to move up a tier and I changed my mind a couple years later, do I make a request? No, Melanie. Once you go up a tier and you add listings, then you're locked in that tier unless you go below the tier that you were previously on. But you'll be on that tier for that month. Darren Candy says, are all the VAs fully trained on using the software and the sourcing? No, just listing calculator, Darren. Just sourcing. Mary Mock, if you want a tier limit increase, message me. Right? How can you put your arbitrage suite on hold? If you're going out of town or anything like that, right? You can always put your account, Seller Central account, on vacation, right? It all your stuff staying there. It just you can't make any sales. And if you need to put your arbitrage subscription on hold, right? Say you have a family emergency, you're not going to be active for a month or something in Arbitrage Suite. You don't want to lose your listings. You don't want to lose everything you've already done in Arbitrage Suite. You can ask Bill to send you a special link. We hold your account and all your listings in there. They won't be active. We won't be monitoring them. We hold everything in there, all that data into our database. So the second that you want, we can turn it right back on, and it's like nothing ever happened. That's called our hold feature. It's $50 per month. You got to get the special link from Bill. Donna says, I bought a new computer just for this. Awesome, Donna. Abel says, I have a friend who wants to pay in membership in Bitcoin. Can they do that? They can pay the initial onset if they want VIP, Abel, in Bitcoin. However, the monthly subscription will have to be done in via credit card. We don't have a payment gateway that does subscriptions by Bitcoin. What is ODR? That is your order defect rate. So if a customer complains that the item is defective, etc., or they do an A to Z claim, etc., that's going to affect your ODR, Darren. That's in your account performance health metric. Pete says, one more question. Is there a fact page? If not, make one. Thanks. LOL. Hell, fuck no, Pete. There is no FAQ page. That FAQ page would be 700,000 pages long. And it would always change because stuff changes too rapidly. So by the time we've even created it, I can guarantee it would be outdated. It's called webinar replays and webinars and Facebook. Mary, you can message me and I'll help you. Donna says, can I get 30 minutes? Donna, if you're a VIP, you're scheduled, you're guaranteed 1 hour free consultation. Have you already had that with Bill? If you haven't, you could schedule that with Bill. if you haven't or you already had that and you still need help and it's something that I can help you out with, message me. Joseph says not all URLs are fetched from Walmart. Why? I have no clue what that means, Joseph. Reformulate it. Donna, you were told not to buy VAs. I don't know who told you that. You can buy VAs. I don't know, Charles, about the suppression. Hit me up. Let me see what you're talking about, or record me a video. Guys, if you come across a product like Don says, can you see if this comes up OS on your deal? Listen, if you guys are even remotely spending more than friggin' 30 seconds on any product, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose the game. So Don, just an example. Just by you asking me this question and typing out this question to me, you're already lost the game. What does that mean? What do I mean by that? If you guys are worried about any one listing or even a group of listing or a category, you've lost the game. What do we tell you? We told you this is about speed, this is about numbers. It's a numbers game, right? So if I come in here and I take this product and I see the 12th pack come, okay? And so boom, I hit copy, right? Right? And now I come over here in Arbitrage Suite and I add this product. Whoops. There we go. Out of stock. Now listen, if you even spent your time messaging me on that deal, you've already lost the game, Mary. Why do I tell you that, guys? Why? As stated many times, Walmart's API, everybody else's API are not accurate. Not everybody can make their software accurate. So while the website says you can order this, if I went to the source code on this thing and found that quantity level of 12, more than likely I'm going to find that the API is going to return I'll show you that if I can find it real quick. The API will return back that the count equals out of stock. So even though anyway, I don't have really a whole lot of time to show you this, but even though true, true. I can guarantee that this is showing us a return value of out of stock. So even though the website allows you to buy it, Their API says, guess what? It's out of stock. We tell you list, 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 list. I don't care if the price was wrong. I don't care if the shipping was wrong. I don't care if it says it's in stock and it's out of stock. If I don't get that green is good, red is dead, and everything matching within 5 seconds, move on. There's 40 million items here to list on. Move on as fast as possible, but with accuracy. Right? If you get a discrepancy, move on. This ain't a software glitch by ours. It's an API glitch. I can guarantee it. So, move on. Numbers, numbers, numbers game. Numbers game, numbers game, numbers game. Numbers game, numbers game, numbers game. Raja, that do not list was not ever meant to be exported into Arbitrage Suite with a single click. That do not list could be facetious in some manners. That do not list was compiled several years, several Facebook groups, several different entities, several users, etc. Just because you're not allowed to sell an item doesn't mean the next guy's not. So take the do not list with a grain of salt. Okay? We cannot tell you which ones to list, which ones don't. Everybody's accounts differently. Right? Guys, for your AS backups, if anybody had AS backups going on, you realize they've stopped. Bill sent out emails regarding this. You have to get a new payment link for your AS files. So I'll tell you this again. Get with Bill instantaneously or check your email. If you want your backup files, they have stopped. You got to get a new subscription link with Bill. Darren, customer submitted a return. I emailed one of our templates. He said probably tore the item himself. It says he does not need to return it. Do I close the request? You need to have them. So he's asking for. Yeah, you need to have them cancel that return, Darren, not you. Joseph says the software will not populate the product. The software will not populate the product. I have no clue what that means, Joseph. Matt, yes, this is a numbers game. Matt says list, 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 move on. List a different item, move on. List, 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 move on. Jolene says I have a product in AS that sells on Amazon for $31.99. AS gave me a position, third position ROI. When I click finish, and I check my product, my prices for free sale. Jolene, I don't have a clue. Crystal ball is too blurry right now. You'd have to Skype me or shoot me a video. Don thinks I was just yelling right now regarding this. Don, you don't know me, so you got me wrong. I wasn't yelling at you. So there's one of the times that Miss Dawn thinks I was a dick, probably. She says yelling and the extra rhetoric is really unnecessary. It's absolutely my personality, Dawn. Either you can learn it and just know that it's just nothing, meant nothing by it. Or keep on thinking that, and then you have a horrible time. But yeah, that's it. I wasn't yelling at you at all. I'm just telling you guys to focus because you guys message way too often with, hey, there's a price difference on this. Shipping's off on that. I should be making 13 more cents on this. You're wasting your time. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Darren says on the product page where we find active, out of stock, resubmitting, etc., it says tier limit. What does that mean? That means that you've exceeded the listings that you are currently paying for. If you're a VIP and then within your 90 days, simply message me, ask me to up you to the next tier. If you're outside of your 90 free days, I'll have to send you a link in which you can up your tier payment, up your tier. Daniel says, I'm setting up a separate Amazon account. What increments do you suggest to load in products in the new account without getting flagged? Currently have 8K in the new suite. Daniel, so number one, if you're using a second account in Arbitrage Suite, that's fine and dandy. You don't have to do nothing more than put all those new credentials. However, when logging into your second account, do not log in from the same PC or IP that you're logging into, right? So you should have a VPS and a VPN, or that VPS has its own IP, etc. Just so you know. And we currently said anything over 10,000, you're flirting with disaster. Daniel? So, anywhere from 10 to 15,000 right there, switch it out. Right? Get that second account rocking. That way you always got a backup if anything would go sideways. If anybody's taking this business seriously and you don't have a second account, unless you're new. If you're new, I can understand that. But if you're seasoned, you've been here for a while, and you haven't started or thinking about getting a second account, you're fooling yourself. James Whelan, if you're in the U.S. and you're forced to do returns to your house, you'll have to do that. You're allowed to take 50 SKUs and get a flyer on them. So basically, you don't have to accept those. Carlil says, what do you mean about a second Amazon account? Carlil, you're too new. Don't even worry about it. We got stealth accounts coming either later on this week or beginning of next week. We'll have those ready for sale. In the Facebook group, if you already said that you're interested in it, I'll be contacting those people in the order of that was received. And what you could do is you could pay the small deposit on it. As soon as as soon as it's ready, you can pay the remainder, and we'll turn it over to you. About 7 days, James. 7 to 10 days. All right, guys. Real quick, I'm going to take a pause on the Q&A. This is taking a beating on my throat. If you haven't heard me sucking on this stupid cough drop the whole time. Let's talk about something brand new. So, before, anytime we had a product, right? Anytime we had a product, we'd pull up the SKU in the third position. We'd come over here to Scanalyze. We'd hit restricted to see if this item was restricted or not. Shit. Anyway, I don't got all my stuff in here. We would hit restricted, and the item would say, yes, it was restricted, or no, it's not, right? And if it was restricted, you can apply for it, blah, 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 right? So, with that being said, that was an extra step. It slowed stuff down tremendously having to come over here, check all these. We have now implemented our own restriction checker inside of Amazon as you're listing products. If I come right over here to Arbitrage Suite, man, I don't know something that Bill's restricted in. Let me try to find something he's restricted in. Um, Come on, Walmart. What the hell? Damn. See how slow their site was? So, step one's the same. Step two's the same. Step three, here's where it changes. On number three, when it's doing its review, fetching the product from Amazon, and it finds the product, right? Right here, you see a little spinning wheel of death. We're going to fix that little spinning wheel of death we just do it in there just for a time period. I'm going to have a little progress bar so you know. You have a little spill of death, and what it's doing is it's going out there to your Seller Central and checking to see if that item, and I'm on GoToWebinar, and my machine's running a little slow today, so that's taking a little bit more time. I've asked my devs to speed this process up a little bit if we can. Let me see. It should pop up. Try a different one. Walmart site's fucking sitting there being dumb. Fuck. All right, give me 1 second. I'll message my dev.
Okay. I've asked them to adjust this morning. So either they're doing it right now. I just messaged them to see if I hear back from them. Let's go over here to Facebook real quick. If you haven't already seen it, you guys should come over here to this video. Watch this video right here.
Hey guys, Dax and Rand here. Listen, I want to show you a real quick feature we just put.
And we'll talk about this real quick. So, um, if you copy a URL, here's what should be happening. Bam. Either you're going to have a green bar that says not restricted, you could sell this item, or it will be a red bar and say you're restricted, right? You cannot sell this item, or you'll get restriction checker, need merchant username and password, okay? And in your profile, underneath your settings, underneath your settings, in your AWS settings, you're going to see a new username and password field. You need to put your Seller Central username and password in there. Many people are forced with two-factor authentication via text messaging, right? You need once you put your username and password in there and try to search a new product, and that bar starts spinning, it's either going to come up green, red, dead, or your username and password. When that comes up and you already got your username and password in there, wait a few seconds and a pop-up block will appear, a pop-up window. And the pop-up window asks for that two-factor authentication code. If you're not getting the two-factor authentication code, that's why it's just spinning. That's why it's probably not working, except for right now, because it was working all last night, and early this morning. But I did ask them to do a couple things on this. I asked them to switch it to a progress bar. I asked them to speed it up a little bit, etc. So maybe they have it turned off right now. I'm not for sure. Anyway, I will find out though really soon. They might have it turned off. If you have pop-up blocker, you can see here, I have pop-up blocker and I have it enabled on this website, right? I need to disable this website. So if you're using any kind of pop-up blocker whatsoever, you need to have them disabled. And so number one, turn off the pop-up blocker before you ever do anything, right? Log out of Arbitrage Suite. Completely log out, right? After you log out, close Arbitrage Suite. Log out, then close. Clear your cache. Clear your cookies, right? Go to your cookies. Delete the cookies for this website. All cookies for this website. Then, sometimes I even close that tab. Then I'll close the browser. Then I'll open the browser. I'll clear the cache again. I'll clear the cookies again, just to make sure they're all gone. Once that's said and the pop-up blocker is still off, then open that up. Then put your username and password in there. Or do a URL and get your pop-up blocker to pop up with your two-factor authentication. Okay? You guys got it? Is there any questions on that? And you have to go watch that video and you'll see exactly how it's done. You will not need Scandalize anymore. So Don, what happens is we capture the IP session with that two-factor authentication, and we store that session. It could pop up occasionally, right? It should hold it for a long time. It could pop up occasionally. If you get it, you just enter that two-factor authentication. Now, for those who have VAs, right? VAs, you need to be logged on. You need to be logged on to your system. So just log on to your dashboard or whatever. Your VA needs to go out there. They will put that try to use that feature, and all of a sudden, if your two-factor, if it hits, it will pop up in your browser, not theirs. It's going to pop up in yours. It's your account. They don't have access to your account stuff. It's going to pop up in your blocker. You're going to get the text. You got to confirm that text and put it on there. So let your VAs know, get them on a call, whatever, have them at a certain time. We're going to go on Skype, whatever you guys use to communicate with them. We're going to authorize that, activate that, right? So they're going to come up on your screen. I think I answered all those real quick. And that's though you should have your if you're early adopter, you only have your secret key and your access key. If you're new and you have the new account, your NWS token will be gone. You won't need that. That's for new people that just come on board. And Amazon changed the developer portal. Okay? So that's about it. Any other questions? Go ahead and file them in real quick. Other than that, I'm going to jump off here. My throat is trashed. Can you disable two-factor authentication? Some people said you can. Some people said you can't. And I'm not for sure. You can try, Don. Slippery elm tea cough drop. Slippery elm tea and cough drops. I'm using something that's really badass. If anybody's ever had a bad sore throat, which I do, I'm using something called Cepacol Instamax. Put one of these things in your mouth. It completely numbs your throat. Ray said, here's a way to disable two-factor authentication. Thank you, Ray. As always. Whoops. That's not it. Disregard that. There it is right there. How do you spell Ciprocol? This stuff right here is the best cough drops I've ever had. Ever, 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 ever. Especially going into the flu season. These things numb your throat for an hour. They don't taste the best, but look at that benzocaine. 15 milligrams. That 15 milligrams of benzocaine and that menthol really make your throat feel good. All right, guys. see. Try one more time. Try a different category. Health. Maybe. Sexual wellness, I think, is a hard category. Hopefully I don't offend anybody here. I'm just trying to grab a... We're all adults. I don't think he's got sexual wellness turned on. If I had to put my money on it, I bet they turned this off already and are working on it. Because I told them to make changes immediately. So this is going to be a progress bar instead of a spinning wheel. And then the bar will pop up. And I asked if we could get away with the pop-up window because people use pop-up blockers, etc. And we can't because we never know when Amazon's going to give it to us. So we need a way to alert us when we're working, and that will be that little pop-up. So this is probably disabled real quick because I asked them to change it. And if not, it will be working really shortly. I'll tell the guys to make sure they get back on it and get it rocking. Okay. Breaking up? Yeah, my internet's been crappy today. All right, guys. Not kidding. My throat is trashed. So I'm going to get off here. You guys have a good one. I'll get this fixed right away, and we'll rock and roll. Peace. Anybody needs to Skype me, Skype me.